So you want to start trail running, and maybe you've seen all of the gear that people like me carry during our races and big adventures. It can get overwhelming fast. But if you're transitioning from road running, then you probably have a lot of the basics already. Things like a good pair of socks, shorts, and a t-shirt. So don't worry, today I'm breaking it down to the 5 things you actually need to get started on the trails. No fluff, no upsells, just the stuff that will keep you safe, comfortable, and having fun out there. And if you're new here, this is part of my Trail Running 101 series, where I'll be covering everything you need to know as a beginner, from gear and nutrition to safety and trail etiquette. So be sure to subscribe if that sounds helpful. The first and really most important piece of gear you're going to need is a good pair of shoes designed specifically for trail running. And the brand that I would recommend is... just kidding. The truth is, it's not about the brand. It's about fit. Your best bet is to visit a local specialty running store. Many are equipped to do a free assessment of your foot shape and running form. And even if not, their staff are usually actual runners, unlike what you'll find in big box stores. Yes, you'll want to consider things like midsole cushioning, outsole grip, and how breathable the upper is. But none of that matters if the shoes give you blisters. A perfect fit matters much more than a perfect spec sheet. I'd rather run in the quote-unquote wrong shoes rather than top-rated ones that wreck my feet. And when you're starting out, I wouldn't spend too much time watching shoe reviews. Once you've narrowed things down to a couple of options that fit well, reviews can help you to compare features and to hear how durable they've been for others. But take it from me, there have been a lot of shoes that I initially got excited about that turned out just not to be a good fit. Shoe reviews are better suited for intermediate and more advanced runners who know exactly what they're looking for. For now, though, as I said, find a store that you trust. And if they do help you with the fit, then please support them by actually buying from them. Independent specialty run stores are the lifeblood of a strong running community. Next up, a headlamp, and probably a spare battery too. Even if you're not racing, I recommend carrying a headlamp almost all of the time, especially in the mountains. You might plan to be done before dark, but things don't always go according to plan, and it's better to be over-prepared than caught out there when the sun sets. A short urban trail run in broad daylight? Sure, leave it at home. But otherwise, toss it in your vest. It's peace of mind in 100 grams or less. And many races require that you carry a headlamp with you, so it's a good long-term investment as well. Check out my video on choosing a headlamp, which I'll link to in the description below. This one depends a bit on where you live, but if you're in the Pacific Northwest like me, a good waterproof jacket, also known as a hard shell, is essential. You want something breathable, lightweight, and truly waterproof, not just water resistant. It'll keep you warm, dry, and safe when the weather turns. Now, waterproof jackets only keep you dry for so long. In fact, I find that I ultimately end up getting wet from the inside from my own sweat. But they'll still keep you warm and will act as an insulating layer even when wet, much more so than a more permeable layer like a windbreaker. You'll quickly realize you need a way to carry all of this stuff, and that's where a running vest comes in. For shorter runs, maybe under 90 minutes, you might not need much. But it's still nice to have a way to carry your phone and some water and maybe a snack. And as your runs get longer or more remote, you'll want space for layers, safety gear, and additional water and nutrition. I'd recommend starting with at least a 5-liter pack. But if you think you might work up to longer efforts or even ultras, go for something like the Advanced Skin 12. It handles short runs just fine when it's mostly empty, but it has room for everything you need on bigger days. If you're only getting one pack, make it one that can grow with you. Many vests come with an emergency whistle and a basic space blanket. That's a good start, but I'd recommend a couple of upgrades, and I'm sort of cheating by combining this whole category into one item. I'm in the habit of carrying a larger emergency whistle like this one, which is much louder. I'd also recommend upgrading your space blanket for a small emergency bivvy. It's not much bigger, but it offers way more protection if you or someone else ever gets into serious trouble. You'll also want a small first aid kit, one that's waterproof and easily packable. Add a few things to it, like extra band-aids, painkillers, antihistamines, and maybe even some tape or blister patches. Mine's got space for my bivvy sack, an emergency headlamp, some toilet paper, and even some fire starter. But in the very least, carry something to deal with blisters and minor abrasions. As your running progresses, there will of course be a lot more gear that you're going to want and need. But in my opinion, these are the 5 things that any new trail runner is likely going to need pretty much from day one. Watch my video on my 10 essentials for backcountry safety to see some of the other gear you'll eventually want to consider. How you actually train and progress as a runner is, of course, a topic for an entirely different set of videos, but it is something that I plan on tackling in my series Trail Running 101, which I'll link to here. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if there's any specific topics that you'd like me to address in future videos.